Hi, welcome to Stretch Break. My name is Sue. Today we're going to do some kneeling stretches and then some seated stretches. So let's go to the end of our mat. You're going to reach up nice and tall and then roll down one bone at a time. Soften those knees and bend them as much as you need to in order to make contact with that ground. Release that neck, release your shoulders, and you can start to straighten the knees up as much as you can get them straight to feel that stretch. Good, go ahead and bend them down again. Keep that head released and then straighten those legs up. Good, and then walk those hands out. And then we're gonna come on kneeling. So press the feet down nice and strong. You're gonna push the tops of your feet into the floor to feel your abdominals work. And then find your shoulders all the way down your back. So we don't want them up in here. We want to pull them down and hold them down. And then you're just going to move that pelvis a little bit forward and back. So the rest of your back's not going to move. We're just going to rotate that pelvis. If you need to double your mat or put a pillow under your knees to cushion them, make it a little bit more comfortable for you. And now keep the pelvis where it's at, and I just want you to do that upper back. So you're going to drop your head and then lift the chest forward. And then round the head down so the pelvis isn't moving, just the upper part of your back. Do this one a couple more times. And now go ahead and do both. So you're going to round at the upper back and the pelvis, and then lift both directions. You can add your breath to this. So inhaling when we're in this cow position, and then exhaling all your air out when you're in that cat position. And just back and forth a few more times. Good. Bring the left hand on your left shoulder, and we're going to just twist to the side, trying to take that elbow up to the ceiling, and then bring it down to that floor, and then open again. A few more times here. Hold it up this time. Reach up nice and tall, and then take it through so you're on that left shoulder, looking towards your hand. So you can sit those hips back a little bit more. And then come back up into that center, and a few more of those cat and cows. Inhaling to that cat, inhaling to the cow, exhaling to the cat. One more full breath. And then take that right hand on that right shoulder and rotate the opposite direction. Trying to keep those hips nice and square. And then hand goes up to that ceiling. And then thread it through onto that shoulder, looking towards that hand. And then come back up. Let's sit back on those heels and just stretch forward for a moment. And then we're going to step our right foot in between our hands. And just lean forward to start. Try to lift your chest up and pull those shoulders down your back. If you feel a really strong stretch here, keep it here, or you can come up onto your elbow to lift up a little bit higher. Bring this left hip bone and try to rotate it up towards your shoulders a little bit more. You can hold here. If you want to take it even deeper, reach across your body and then bring it back to get a little deeper stretch. Hold it for a second and then pull it back. One more here. Good. You can reach back, see if you can grab that ankle. can't quite grab it, you can just lean here and you're still gonna get that deeper stretch. Try not to pull on your foot. You wanna grab the ankle part, flex that foot, and then pull it in if you are grabbing it. And then keep lifting that chest up tall. Good. And then set that down. Bring that right foot back and we'll switch to that left side. We'll start with just leaning forward. You can keep it there or bringing it up higher. And try to keep that heel right underneath your knee so your knee's not going over that foot. And then reach that right arm across for a little deeper stretch. And then lift that right foot. If you can grab it, go ahead and grab it. If not, just keep holding it up. Keep pressing that right hip forward. And then bring it back down. Let's go back onto our hands and knees. We're gonna reach that left leg out behind us. Try to stretch it nice and long. And then we're gonna take it across and then just looking at that opposite foot. Bring it back to center and then bring it all the way out to that side, pressing those hips down to feel this inner thigh stretch. And you can sit those hips back a little bit more. And you might need to play with this. Where do you feel the stretch for you? Mine's right about here. Good. Keep pulling those shoulders down so we're not letting those come up. And then bring that foot in. Extend that right leg, reach it nice and long. Take it across behind you, looking at that foot. And then taking it out to that side. And then adjusting where our hips are to feel a stretch. Yeah, and then bring it back down, sit back on to those heels and stretch forward. If it hurts to sit all the way down, you can always put a pillow or a blanket behind the knees and only come down partial way. Walk your hands to the right side as the hips go to the left. Reach a little bit further with that left arm. And back to the center. Go to that right side. Reach further with that left arm this time. And then back to the center. Let's go ahead and come on up, take a seat. And you can sit whichever way is comfortable for you. You can kneel if that's more comfortable. We're gonna lengthen up nice and tall and then look over that right shoulder. Trying to twist from your waist and get those ribs to twist a little bit more, the shoulders to twist a little more, and then looking a little bit further over that shoulder and back to center, and then go to that left side. Again, think about the waist twisting, the ribs, the shoulders, and then lastly the head. And then come back in. Let's extend just that right leg out. The left leg is going to stay in and try to get both of those sit bones equal on the mat. So a lot of times we like to twist that hip, keep them heavy. Then we're going to turn at the waist, not letting that pelvis move, and then dropping that chest down. And then come back up, turn at that waist, ribs, shoulders to go to that other side. And this right hip bone is going to keep pressing down into the mat. And then come back up, hands behind your head. And we're going to do that side lateral bend over so the elbow goes behind that right knee. This left hip stays heavy in that mat. And then come back up and we'll switch those other leg. Twist at that waist and then take it down. As you release, try to go down deeper. And then come back up. Keep those hips nice and heavy. Twist away from that leg and take it down. And then come back up, hands behind your head for that lateral. So that right hip bone's gonna stay heavy this time. And take it over, trying to open that chest to the ceiling. And then bring it back up. So then bring both of your feet, soles of your feet together, 1 foot away from you, and then go down flat in that center. So opening that chest, lengthen from the back of the neck. As you go forward, try to press the knees down with those elbows and then hold it. Take a nice breath in. If you can feel tension, try to exhale, release that tension and try to go a little bit deeper. And then round all the way down. And then come back up. Let's bring the right foot all the way in as close to us as we can. I'll show you a few options on this. This might be a huge stretch for you, so you might want to stay here. The other option is to bring that ankle bone on the outside of your knee bone, and we're going to try to press that down. You'll feel the stretch in the right or the left hip. If this is easy for you, start to walk this foot out, and eventually it will be ankle bone on the outside of the knee, ankle bone on this knee, and they'll be stacked on top of each other like firewood. And if you are able to touch, then you can add that lean to it with that flat back. And bring it up, uncross, and we'll go the other position. So the right foot would be in front this time or stacked on top. Again, find which option is best for you if you want to start walking it out. And then notice if one side is tighter than the other. So when you're looking down, it's like a upside down triangle. And trying to release that tension here. So taking a nice breath in. As you exhale, trying to press that knee down more. And one more time. Good. Uncross those legs. Take them out nice and long, and you can just let them relax for a second. Round down. If this is a really uncomfortable position for you, you can sit on a block or a pillow. Or tight hamstrings and tight calves make this one very challenging. And then sit up nice and tall. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Try to pull your feet all the way back towards you and then straighten the knees out as much as you can, and you'll feel a deep stretch at the top part of your calf. And now look at your toes, pull the pinky in a little bit more so we're not just pulling the big toe side. Try to pull the little toe side as well. Trying to straighten the knees up more, sitting up nice and tall. Good, and then release it down, round down one more time. Good, roll. Come back up to that seated position, sitting whatever way is comfortable for you. Press those palms down into the mat or the knuckles, depending on your arm length and torso. Open that chest up even more. Trying to get the top of your head to the ceiling, your palms pressing through the ground. And look over that right shoulder. Then nod that chin. Grab onto that left side, and we're going to lean towards your right side. Keep opening this shoulder up to the ceiling. And then bring it back up, look over that left shoulder, nod your chin, grab onto that right leg and lean. And then come back to that center. Inhale, reach up nice and big. And then pull those shoulders down to exhale it down. One more time, inhale up. And then exhale down. And you're all done. Thanks for coming for our short stretch break today. Hope to see you next week.